The Oklahoma City Thunder are now 3-0 when Isaiah Hartenstien plays. That includes wins over the Sacramento Kings by 20 and the Golden State Warriors, who they were tied with for first in the Western Conference. The pick and roll duo of Shai and Hartenstein is absolutely elite, and today we're going to be looking at why that is one of, if not the best two-man games in the NBA right now. So first, let's look at the numbers. You have Shai Gilgeous Alexander, who is probably a top 5, maybe top 3 half-court scorer in the world. And he's got a great mid-range game, a great float game, shoots nearly 50% from floater range. The best and really the only effective way that teams came up with to stop him last year in the playoffs was to send two at him. So now that they send two at him, he can just drop it off to Isaiah Hartenstein, who also shoots nearly 50% from floater range. Actually, I believe he's about 52% from floater range, and he is really good at making quick decisions on the fly and against the blitz, where they can just drop it off. He can hit one of the other scores for Oklahoma City. All right, so here we have our first example of Shai Gilgeous Alexander being unstoppable in the half court. Look at how many eyes are on him. Kuminga, Dre, Wiggins, Podziemski, they are all watching him, and he's still going to slither on in here and get a bucket. Now it helps that he has Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Jalen Williams, all more than capable three-point shooters surrounding the three-point line. But just watch him. He's going to slither in here right around Dre and get that inside hand layup to go. Once again, Shai is just going to be able to get wherever he wants, even though the entire defense is focused on him. I mean, look at Pods. He's not even guarding Hartenstein right here. And then Kuminga, Wiggins. Everybody's locked in on Shai. He's just going to hit the spin and then go right into the outstretched arm of Lindy Waters III. That's not bad defense whatsoever, but he gets it to go. Tough, strong move right there. This isn't the pick and roll, but you see Hartenstein hiding out down here in the dunker spot. Shai's actually going to get a little bit caught up with Keon Ellis, who is a really good defender. So he's just going to make a little cut here to the front of the rim, a little eye cut, if you will. And as Shai recovers, he's just going to dump it off to him, and he shows off that floater game that he is really good at. Now we're going to get into what y'all came to see, right? So we're going to get into a dribble handoff first. Keon Ellis is going to do a good job fighting over the top, getting through this little DHO. So Hartenstein is just going to turn around, re-screen, set a really good screen. This is what we call a screen assist right here, because Ellis, he got caught. And Sabonis, he wants to get up a little bit more, but at the same time, Shai is just going to absolutely cook him if he gets up too far. So he hits him with a little between the legs step back. That is so tough. And yeah, that's that two-man game right there working to perfection. Now here in this clip, Hartenstein is once again going to show off that quick decision-making and that flow game that we talked about. This is originally supposed to be a dribble handoff to Jalen Williams going downhill attacking Sabonis. Instead, he's going to make the read to keep it himself, get into a little Euro step, and hit a tough runner off the backboard with the right hand. That's tough right there. Hartenstein is so good at playing off the ball, right? So everybody's attention is on Shai right here. We got this side overloaded, and then you got Lou Dort on this side. So Shai is going to swing it to Dort. Dort's going to attack baseline, right? So the rotation is Sabonis goes over, DeRozan rotates down, but watch Hartenstein, right? He's going to cut right, a little eye cut right into the middle of the floor, and Lou Dort's just going to be able to drop it off to him, and he's going to hit that floater that he is so good at, and that's him impacting the offense in more ways than one. Now this time, instead of Shai, he's getting into the pick and roll with Jalen Williams, so completely okay, right? Jalen Williams not quite the half-court scorer that Shai is, but with Keegan Murray on him, you also got some bonus stepping up. This is a nice little pocket pass to a rolling Hartenstein. Keon Ellis can't help too far down because he's still got to be on Shai, who's kind of flowing over here, and then the other guys are in good position. So he's going to drop it off right to Hartenstein, and it's not bad defense by Sabonis, who is still able to turn around and slightly contest. Could have been a foul. Instead of the floater that time, he goes for the layup, and it's easy money. This is actually a brilliant set by Mark Daigneault and company. So the ball is going to start with Cason Wallace. He's going to get it off to Jalen Williams, and then we're going to get into a little stagger screen action, right? So Wallace is the first screen on Fox. Now we get the switch with Monk onto Williams, and then Hartenstein's going to set this screen. So he's attacking left, attacking right at Aaron Wiggins, and then as this is happening, the best shooter on the floor, Isaiah Joe, is going to lift while Cason Wallace flows to the corner, right? So we got the pick and roll, and then on the backside, we got action where these two guys, they have to talk, and with, like we said, the best way that teams attack Shai and Jalen Williams is to double. So this is a hard hedge, by Domantas Sabonis. That allows Hartenstein to roll freely right to the rim. And with this action on the backside, Fox and Herter, neither one of them are able to pick him up. By the time they turn their heads around, and you got DeRozan right here, Hartenstein's all alone right in the middle of the paint. Really good play design and just very well executed by Oklahoma City right here. So we've been talking about this the whole video. This is exactly the point that I made earlier. In the half court, Shai Gilgeous Alexander is so dangerous that the best thing to do to stop him is to run two at him. Get the ball out of his hands. And what the Thunder did this offseason was genius, bringing in Hartenstein, because he is a very, very underrated playmaker as a big, right? So you got the bounce pass right to him. And now it's a 3-on-4. He's got, I believe that's Isaiah Joe here. He's got Lou Dort, both 40% three-point shooters, and then another guy right here in the dunker spot. He gets to make the read, whether he kicks, or dumps it off. And in this scenario, he's going to once again take a dribble, assess the situation, and hit that little go-to floater move that he does where he shoots over 50%. Now, this is pretty much a carbon copy of the last play. Teams are going to try and get it out of Shai's hands, right, with Keegan Murray and Sabonis both blitzing him. So now Hartenstein becomes the playmaker, and he's pretty dang good at it because he's got, once again, 40% three-point shooter, 40% three-point shooter, and then elite slasher that averages over 28 game. Little dump off here by Shai, gets it to him at about the elbow, and then De'Aaron does a nice job of coming in from behind, but also a very nice job of Jalen Williams cutting right behind where he comes from. And then if DeRozan is lifting, now here comes Lou Dort right behind him, and it's just all a read for Hartenstein. And this is a heck of a play for a post, falling down behind the back pass for the dunk. That is incredible. As we mentioned for the Thunder, Hartenstein has been elite. We've talked about it all video. And looking at some of the numbers here, he's averaging 15.2 points per game, 13.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 1.6 blocks. Really a monster stat line in 31 minutes per game for the first-year man in Oklahoma City. He's only played 5 games so far, so these numbers could come down. But so far, they are elite. He shoots 62% from the field as well. Don't know what else really you could want from him. I mean, he's having a monster year, as is Jalen Williams. 21.5 points a game for him, 6.3 rebounds, 5.2 assists, and 2.1 steals per night to go with 1 block a game. 3.1 stocks overall, 51% shooting from the field, 39% from 3. He is also a monster and somehow is still just 23 years old. They have found the perfect young wing to pair up with Shai Gilgeous Alexander. And then, of course, down low to go with their 2 young superstars, they have Chet Holmgren, who played the first 10 games of the year, set the league on fire, and then got hurt. He averaged 16.4 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2.6 blocks in 26 minutes. And through those first 10 games of the year, there were serious conversations about if he was better than Wemby or not. 51% shooting from the field, 38% from 3. And per 36, he averaged 22.3 points per game, 11.8 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks a night. Some big-time numbers from Chet this year for the Thunder, through 10 games. With that being said, though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. We're looking for about 200 likes on today's video, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching.